guys. I'm really, really bad about long form content, and I don't know why, because I prefer it. Even my TikToks are typically a little bit longer than like what people would want on TikTok, but for whatever reason, going from camera to editing on my phone is just, it was not working for me. So hopefully this year, no, not hopefully, this year, this is my resolution. This year I'm going to focus, and I'm going to grow my YouTube page, just because like I feel like this community means so much to me, and you guys don't even know how much you mean to me. Some of you are probably from TikTok or Instagram. Some of you have no fucking idea why you're even following me. So yeah, I spent the last year really, really working on my mental health. It was really bad. I had really, really bad postpartum depression, and then we got the diagnosis that my son Boston was autistic, and that was really hard on me. I've talked about it on my podcast. I have a podcast, if you didn't know, with my friend Cindy, who is also a TikTok creator. I'm talking so fucking fast, so I need to breathe. She's a TikTok creator too. She's really sweet. She's cool as fuck, actually. And we started this podcast almost 2 years ago, because it's been 1.5 years now, but it's called Mom's the Word. We have a lot of fun on there. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And so I've talked a little bit more on there about how that whole diagnosis felt. And then I've been in therapy, which like my inner child was just like this broken-hearted, like sad little girl. And then my inner teenager is just this like raging, angry, mad bitch. So trying to heal them both, trying to balance my chemicals, you know, taking Cymbalta. That's been actually really great. It was hard for me to admit that, like, I needed the medication, you know. I have OCD, and postpartum depression, so I've been on 60 milligrams of Cymbalta since, like October now, maybe even sooner, maybe September. But yeah, I needed it. I struggled last year. My husband is apparently dying. Do you hear him coughing? There's something going on in my house. Both my children are coughing and my husband's coughing. So I'm like, I'm next. Hopefully not, but you know. But yeah, last year kind of sucked. I got my sister to a rehab, and then she left 9 days later. If you don't know, I am pretty much her primary caretaker, although I do it with pretty strict boundaries, just because you have to. If you love an addict, you know what I mean? You have to have boundaries for sure. I'm definitely the one that, like, makes sure she has a warm coat if it's cold outside, or make sure she's eaten because she doesn't have anybody else to rely on. We had a real fucked up childhood. Honey, are you okay? I had a video that I had filmed in May, and I just never edited it, and I was about to do that. I'm not even gonna say that word again. I was about to do that, and then I was like, this doesn't even like fit who I am anymore though. And I can't believe that it was May, the last time I picked up this camera. That's so silly, that's crazy. This year, I'm going to do weekly video updates. Not like this. This is more just like me chatting to y'all because I've missed you. But this year I'm gonna do like get ready with me's and vlogs and like talk about my day and my life in kind of a different way, if you will. I'm also gonna write my book. I'm going to write book 1. Y'all keep me to that. I have to write book 1. It's time. I've healed from that part of my life. And I think that the closing chapter for that healing is to help other people who may be feeling that right now to know that it's not the end. Because, God, that little girl that I was really, really thought that it was the end. And at one point, it felt like there was no real way out. And I don't want somebody else to feel alone. That's kind of why I'm doing this. I can remember being young and watching YouTube videos, specifically Jaclyn Hill, which is crazy because, y'all, she followed me on TikTok because she's also loved addicts before, and I about shit myself. I literally about passed the fuck away. But yeah, she was that person for me. My mom was a makeup artist, and so I always thought, like, well, if I'm really good at makeup, maybe when my mom comes back, she'll think we have something in common, and she'll want to stay. Yeah, that's just not how it worked out. But I can do a mad winged eyeliner now, so, and a smoky eye. Thanks, Jaclyn. And thanks for sitting with me in moments that I really felt alone. And so that's what I'm gonna do. is just try to sit with you guys whenever y'all feel alone. Because being lonely fucking sucks. It really does. So what are we gonna do this year? I've been working out. I love cycle class so much that I'm considering getting a Peloton. If you have a Peloton, do you love your Peloton? Because the only reason that I don't do it like every fucking day, probably twice a day, is because I would have to drive up there and childcare. I'm real weird about people watching my kids. I don't really have a big village anyways. I don't know about the whole daycare in there. It kind of scares me a little bit. But I am considering getting a Peloton. I have CRPS, Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. I got it from the injuries that I had in the Army whenever I broke both my legs. So the doctor that I work with, we work like very holistically. I did not want opiates or pain medication in that sense. So I am legally prescribed garden gummies, if you will, for pain. And then he said the only real other way to help it is to continue to get strength in those limbs. And so I've been doing cycle because it's really good for your legs. And I can't run as much as I want to. That would just fuck me right up. It would ruin my legs if I ran. So can't do that. Don't want to lose my butt though. So I'm trying to get my glutes a little stronger. But cut out like processed foods, alcohol, unless like socially. If I'm in a social event, I'll have like a glass. But really, my tolerance is so low now because I cut it out that I will just get wasted so fast. And so, sodas. I'm a Dr. Pepper girl. I could drink Dr. Pepper like it's fucking water. So I had to cut out sodas. And then I was falling really hard for double cheeseburgers, just the way they come. A big double. Yeah, I was having a lot of those whenever I finally decided enough was enough, because I was so close to hitting that 200-pound mark. I was literally like 0.4 pounds away. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I have 2 young children and I need to be healthy again. You know, I'm done having kids. It's time. So I have lost 30 pounds. I'm super proud of myself for that. I'm going to keep going until I feel like I'm healthy. I just want to be strong. I don't really give a shit about the number on the scale. I just want to be strong. I want to feel like if something happens, I can protect my children. You know? I just want to be a good mom. That's really all I want, is to be a good mom. And to just enjoy life. God, for so long, I feel like I have been in this, like, fight or flight, just, like, constant feeling. And I just don't want to be in survival mode anymore. I want to enjoy my life. And if people don't like me, people don't like me. And that's okay. And for so long, because of my abandonment issues, I really struggled with people disliking me, because I was like, why? I'm not a bad person. I am not doing anything to hurt them. Like, why wouldn't they like me? Well, because you can be the most beautiful peach on the farm and some people just don't like peaches. And that's okay. But it took me a long time to realize that that was okay. And a lot of it was such insecurity that whenever I would get around those people that didn't like me, I wanted them to like me so fucking bad that I would literally be whoever they wanted me to be, just for the opportunity for them to possibly accept me. And that is no way to live. So we're going to be authentic and nerdy and silly and fun, and we're going to have a good time and hopefully make the best out of this year. And I'm going to show up every week. I'm going to show up. Even if it's just little chats like this, even if I feel like I just have something to get off my chest and I need to chat with y'all, or if I just want to tell you cute little wins from Boston, because Boston has some really cool wins. Like right now, y'all, he has his first loose tooth. How am I going to explain that to him? I've been trying to show him visuals of like losing your tooth, but if you've ever had a 5-year-old with autism that lost his tooth, how did that go? Because I think it's going to freak him right the fuck out. This year I'm going to have a 2-year-old. Vance is going to graduate high school and leave us for college. Dylan will start his 2nd year of college. Boston will start kindergarten. 2025. It's going to be a fun ride. And I hope that you'll join me for it. Especially because, like, who knows what's going to happen over on TikTok right now. It's currently January 2nd today. So I have no idea if it's going to get banned or not. We hope not. I love TikTok. I love the community I've grown on TikTok. I have some really wonderful followers. Like, some people comment every day and I remember their names and I know their profile pictures when they change them, and like I recognize them. So I really hope that I don't lose them, but we found each other once. We'll find each other again. And if you found me here, I hope you'll stay. So yeah. Thanks for checking in and chatting positively. Paige.